is up? My name's Brad and this is Operation N64. Now, for any of you that are new to the channel, in this series, we're trying to build an N64 collection starting off with just £10. By using our charity shops, our car boots, our Facebook marketplace, looking for stuff for cheap that we can sell for a profit to build a game fund to buy N64 bangers. Now, as always, before we get into this week's episode, let's do the updates to the game fund, and we've made a few sales. Now, the first thing we sold was a copy of the Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow for the OG Xbox. We sold that for £8 plus postage. We also sold that Rain in Hell DC Comics graphic novel for £10 plus postage. We've had that a little while, so it's nice to see that go. And would you believe it, we sold them 2 Funko Pops that we picked up last week, that Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, Road to the White House 2016 campaign. We sold a pair for $69.99 plus postage. Now, I think I seriously undervalued them because they sold within like 10 minutes of listing, literally like 10 minutes. I literally listed them and they were gone. So yeah, I think I seriously undervalued them. But having said that, I paid a tenner for them. I've made over 50 odd pound in profit, so I'm happy with that. And it's not always about getting as much as I can for this stuff. It's more about just trying to turn it over quickly to add money to the game fund so we can buy N64 games. So having said all that, we've got a grand total of this to add to the game fund for a grand total of this. So yeah, not too shabby. Game fund's definitely growing. We've also got to meet Isaac this week and sell him them Xbox 360 games, the ones I put on Facebook. So we're going to meet him this week. So yeah, having said all that, we need to build the game fund up a bit more. So in order to do that, we need to get out and find stuff to sell or trade. So let's get going. And we are straight into it, and we're starting off this week with a bit of a fail. This game right here, Snooker 19 for the PS4. It's like a £30 game, and I didn't even look it up. Schoolboy error. It just goes to show you have to look up every single game because you never know what might have some value. So yeah, a bit of a fail there from me. I did find this game though, this Dreamcast collection for the Xbox 360, definitely worth picking up. A little bit scratched, but if we can salvage it, it's not too bad. And I've got all 3 games right here for just £1. And then head into town, hit the charity shops there, bit hit and miss here, prices are all over the place. I am now picking up everything and anything PlayStation to add to my collection. If I don't have it and it's PlayStation, I'm keeping hold of it, I'm picking it up, obviously for the right price. I found this box set though, this Ultimate Fighting box set. It's the Team Bisping versus Miller one. They had a whole bunch of them on the shelf here, and I had to look through all of them, but it was only that one that was worth picking up. And a couple WWF box sets right here. Very cool to see, about £2.50 on them. And then I saw all of these like UFC merchandise, all this clothing, a £10 a t-shirt. I suppose that's not too bad. I suppose if you're at an event, that would be a really cheap price. But yeah, I didn't bother picking any of them up. I did look 1 or 2 of them up, but yeah, I wasn't too sure. It looked like old stock that had just been like donated to a charity shop. But yeah, I did have a little flick through them. Maybe if there's one I liked a lot, I might have picked up for myself. But yeah, kind of odd to see because there are a bunch of hats here as well, all brand new. But yeah, odd. Let me know, guys. Would you have picked any of this up? Is it worth picking up? Would it have sold? Let me know. And then this is an example right here to look out for this network on the DVDs. They have some value. Obviously, they're new in this shop because they had £15 on this. But yeah, keep your eyes out for that network in the top corner. Right guys, just on my way to meet Isaac. He's going to pick up these Xbox 360 games that I stuck on Facebook Marketplace. So let's go. So yeah, shout out Isaac for picking up them Xbox 360 games. Really appreciate it, mate. Saw this big Boss Man WWF figure right here. Definitely would have picked it up had the hand not been melted off or cut off or whatever. Yeah, definitely would have picked that up. Then I headed to this charity shop here. Massive charity shop that I didn't even know existed. It looks like it's been here quite some time as well. So yeah, another spot for me to go out hunting. A bit of a shame that they had a lot of stuff priced up. They were definitely researching some stuff, but it doesn't mean anything. You still got to check these places. They're going to miss things from time to time. They had a whole bunch of games here on the bottom shelf, but like I said, they were pricing these games up. They had, you know, a bit too higher prices for me for a charity shop, and nothing that I wanted, so didn't end up picking anything up in here. Yeah, decentish selection to be fair, but yeah, the prices just weren't right for me. But I did head over to the book section. I always have a look here, and there was a whole bunch of manga in there. And if you guys have been watching the channel, you know that I regularly pick this stuff up because it can sell pretty well on eBay. So yeah, always pick this stuff up. I did speak to a worker, and he said I'd missed out on a whole bunch of it. He had loads of it, some Death Note and all sorts of stuff. But this was the remnants. This was what was left. So yeah, I had to pick it all up. £1 a book. That's not too bad. And then I headed over to their small VHS section, always checking the VHS out. They had some really cool ones. I love Sleepy Hollow, cracking film. I haven't seen it for years, but I remember loving it back in the day. Yeah, they had Tombstone here, which I've heard a lot about. Never watched it myself. And let me know in the comments below if I should be. I know the guys over at Pixel Game Squad absolutely love that film. Point Break and Emperor's New Groove, Roger Rabbit, just some absolute bangers here. But I didn't pick any up this time. I saw this Dolphins hat. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought about picking it up for my boy because it's quite small, but they had £5 on it, and for me it just weren't worth it. Not in the condition it was in. It's kind of grubby, and yeah, I just didn't want to pay that for it. I found some toys in this charity shop here. It's always worth looking in these little bins. They're normally cheap, like £1 bins or whatever. And yeah, found this Bucky O'Hare figure. Can't quite remember his name. Let me know in the comments below. And I also saw this Guitar Hero figure as well, but £5 on this one. I decided to leave it behind. And then a couple little sack boys as well, which were cool. A couple DVD box sets here. This would have definitely been worth picking up had it been complete, but it only had 1 and 2, and then they'd thrown in the TMNT movie as well. So yeah, if that had all 3 in there, it would have been worth picking up. Decent bit of trade-in. And then also this Super Ted. This was complete, but unfortunately, I think they had £2.50 or £3 on it, and it trades in for about £4. So I'm not picking up for just the £1. A couple games in here. I'm always checking out these simulators on the PC. After finding that Concord simulator that I traded in for a good, I think it was £10–15, I'm definitely looking at these simulators. So yeah, always keep your eyes out. Always check them. There can be some value in them PC flight simulator games, so yeah, keep your eyes out. And then yeah, a couple PS2 games, but nothing worth picking up in here. And then I saw these. Who remembers these? I had a load of these back in the day. Very cool. This is Batty. He's on cart here, brand new, never been opened. It's £5 on it, and after checking them on eBay, they didn't have a great deal of value. Very cool to see though. Yeah, pretty sick, proper nostalgic, but £5 on these was just too much for me. Couple of games in here. We're actually in Llanelli, I think. Yeah, we're in Llanelli, that's right. And this charity shop is synonymous with overpricing their games, in my opinion. Yeah, £5 on that. They had £4, they had £3 of Call of Duty. Yeah, it's just too much for me. You know, they're trying to make their money. I can't fault them for it, but I'm not going to pay them. And then yeah, a couple of books in here, and also these cooler Judge Dredd like comic books, £3 a piece. If it's your sort of thing, maybe they're worth picking up, but not for me. And then I saw this Mighty Ducks hat. Thought this was sick, but they had 50 quid on it. I took it out, had a look at it, but £50 for that. That's wild. Maybe they know something I don't, but yeah, I'm not paying 50 for that. And then I saw these Sabrina the Teenage Witch books. Did consider picking them all up and trying to sell them off as a bundle, but when I was checking eBay, they weren't worth a great deal, and I think they had 50p a piece on them. So I don't know, like, let me know if you would have picked them up, but I just didn't. And always check the board games, and I found this Atmosphere board game right here. Well, it's a VHS game. And I picked up a puzzle a couple of weeks back and it sold pretty quickly. So I thought it was worth a punt picking this one up. A couple games on this shelf here. I did look a few of them up and consider picking one or two up. But it just weren't worth it. But really cool to see. Nice little selection. And then the mad thing, I saw some cool games in this shop. They had this cool Forza collector's edition here. I think it was Forza 2 for the Xbox 360. Nice collector's edition here. It's in better days, but if the price was right, I would have definitely picked it up. But what, they having at £7, £8? Yeah, I'm not paying that. And yeah, you can see here, I'll show you the prices shortly. I think I pull out, is it Need for Speed here? I don't know, Shift 2, £4. Yeah, just too much for me, man. That's Happy Feet for £3.50. What's going on? I don't know where they get the prices from, but yeah, cool to see a collector's edition in a charity shop. I've seen two this week with that Soul Calibur as well. But yeah, prices just weren't right for me. £4.50 for this. I just don't want to see them prices in a charity shop again. They're trying to make their money. I can't fault them for it, but you know, I'm just not going to touch it. And again, some more UFC stuff here. There must have been a load of dead stock or something. They were just handed out to the charity shops and they've been distributed across the country or something. I don't know. But yeah, a bunch down there as well, which is a bit mad. And then I love this shop, man. This is the climate shop. Everything is priced up in trees. And every 5 trees is £1. Because for £1 you can plant 5 trees, which is pretty cool. So yeah, walking around here having a good look. A few games on the shelf. But yeah, then I started hitting the DVDs, having a look through them. I've had luck in here in the past, finding a few obscure box sets that had some decent value. So yeah, I had a look through the DVDs to see if I'd have any luck this time as well. I did end up finding one, which was pretty cool. And then I also found something hidden amongst the DVDs. This is the second time this has happened now. Finding a game just hidden in there. And not just a game, but a GameCube game. And I'm always going to pick up GameCube games, especially in charity shops, especially when they're really cheap. And especially when I don't have them, so I can add them to the collection. Last stop of the day was this one, and this charity shop has been mad. I've been in here before and everything has been priced up. I'm talking priced up to the T, like retail price. And then I come in here on this occasion and it's £1 a game. I don't know whether it's like new management or whatever, I don't know, but I'm not complaining. £1 a game is a cracking price. I went through these and ended up picking up one game, which is great. But yeah, decent amount of charity shops this week, a fair few charity shops, actually a load of charity shops this week. And yeah, it's been a good one and I'll catch you back in the games room. And we are back in the game space and it's been a bit of a mad week. I've done a ton of charity shop hunting this week, probably over 20 charity shops I think. And what I found doesn't really reflect that. But as you guys know, charity shop hunting is like that. You could hit 100 charity shops and find nothing. And then you could hit one charity shop and find a ton of stuff. That's just the name of the game. Having said that, I'm still pretty happy with what I found. There's a decent amount of stuff. Plus, I picked up a few bits and pieces for the collection, which is always good. And my guy Foster, shout out Foster, absolute legend, subscriber of the channel. He reached out to me and he said he wanted to send like a moving in present for the new game space. If you guys have been watching the channel, you will know I've just completed the game room. And I'm currently in the process of setting it out how I want it. It's not quite ready for you guys to see just yet. I want it to be up to a decent standard before I show you. Obviously, we're going to keep building and keep growing and keep changing this room as we go forward. But before I show you the initial state of affairs, I want to get it in a decent condition. So this is what he sent. This big cardboard box here. And he's also sent me a note, which I'll read out when we get round to it. But before we get into this, let's do the pickups of the week. Plus, we did meet up with Isaac and he did pick up them Xbox 360 games. So we can add 40 quid to the game fund. So it's not looking too sad. And we spent £17 of that game fund on stuff to try and sell or trade. So we can deduct that now. Plus, we still have that CEX credit, which I am, potentially tempted to to buy something in CX and sell that on eBay just to boost that game fund up so we can pick up one of these big boys because we need the cash. We're buying off a private seller, we're buying off a subscriber to the channel, an absolute legend, but we need the cash for it. So at the moment we're a bit shy. We need to be around the 260, 270 mark so we can buy that game and still have a little fund left to start building the game fund up again. Right, let's get into the pickups this week. So the first thing we picked up this week, we actually bought in a bundle. We had 3 games for £1, which is just wild. 2 of them I'm keeping, but the third one is this Xbox 360 Dreamcast collection. That's like an £18 to £20 game, I believe, in CX. Yeah, so not too bad at all. Fortunately, no manual, and the disc is a little bit scratched, but if we can save this thing, it's definitely worth picking up for like 33 pence. So yeah, not too bad at all. Now, the next thing we picked up was a couple of box sets. Now, as you can see from the footage, there was a bunch of Ultimate Fighting box sets in there, and I went through all of them, scanned them all, and for the prices they had on them, they weren't really worth picking up, except for this one, and that is the Team Bisping versus Team Miller. I paid £3 for it. I believe there's like £6 trade-in. I think they sell it for like 12 quid in CX, so not too bad. And the other one is this Tombstone, the History of the Undertaker 3-disc set. Very cool. I paid £2.50 for this. I think there's £4 trading on it, but I might have to give this a watch first. I'm sure this is just going to have all of his best matches over his career. Yeah, there's some real bangers on here. Hogan 1991, Mankind, Bret Hart, SummerSlam 1997. So yeah, there's a whole bunch on here. Kane WrestleMania. Yeah, King of the Ring, The Rock, Stone Cold, Fully Loaded. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of good fights on here. So yeah, I'll definitely give this a watch before I do anything with it. But yeah, not too bad at all. They also had a TLC one in there, but I didn't bother picking it up. It didn't have as much value on it. The next pickup is a whole bunch of books. Now, you guys have seen me pick up these books before. I'm always going to pick them up, especially if they're around £1 or less. But I went into a new charity shop I'd never been to, pretty big one. Yeah, shout out Adam. You told me about it. I've never been there before, so I popped in, and it's pretty decent. The game's a little bit pricey in my opinion. Plus I saw Mark in there, another subscriber. Shout out Mark, absolute legend, for coming up and saying hello. But anyway, I'm going off topic. Picked up this bundle of books here. They're all manga. And the first one is this Sergeant Frog. I paid £1 a piece for these. I think I'll be able to sell them. Like I said, I always pick this sort of stuff up. A couple of them I'm going to bundle together. But yeah, Sergeant Frog. Tell me if these are any good. Oh, I don't even know how you say that. Haikyuu? Haikyuu? Tell me how to say it. Haikyuu, I'm going to say. Haikyuu. Haikyuu. Don't know. We've got Blue Exorcist 1 and 2 right here, so I'll probably bundle them up together. Oh, I'm going to drop them now. We've got Behind the Scenes, number 1. And the last one is this Immortal Hounds, number 1 as well. Yeah, when I picked these up, the bloke in the shop said there was a whole bunch of them that I missed out on, some Death Note and all that sort of stuff. And if they were there, I would have picked them all up. But this was the remnants. This is what was left. For £1 a piece, I'm going to pick them up. There's definitely a bit of profit in them. The next pickup is this Atmosphere game. It's a VHS game. Let me show you. The old VHS games. So there is the VHS. It is all complete. All the cards are there. 1 second. Yeah, all the cards are there. It is complete. I paid £2.50 for it. Now, I recently sold an Atmosphere puzzle with this Baron Samedi zombie on it. So I thought this was worth picking up. I know this Atmosphere stuff has got a huge following, or a cult following. So yeah, I thought I'd pick this up for £2.50, and it's potentially maybe 10 to 15 in it. So yeah, not too bad. The next pickup is a toy. Now, I actually have I think on a near on full set of these without their accessories, unfortunately. But it is this Bucky O'Hare. What is his name? Oh, God. His name has evaded me. Let me know in the comments below his name. I can't remember it. But yeah, I had to pick this up. 50p on it. Not too shabby. Yeah, I have this already. I have a set over there, right behind you on the shelf, where all my like 80s and 90s action figures are. Yeah, had to pick them up for 50p. Potentially, I don't know, 5, 6 quid. The next thing I picked up is this Cheech and Chong collection, organically grown in the USA. This, along with something I'm keeping in the collection, I paid £1 for the pair. Or 5 trees in that place. Every pound is 5 trees. So every pound you spend in there can plant 5 trees, which is pretty cool. But everything in there is priced up in trees, which is mad. But anyway, Cheech and Chong, I paid 50p then. And yeah, I think it's got like 7 or 8 quid trade-in, so keep your eyes out for that. And then the last thing is this Nintendo DS game. It is Nintendogs, and this is the Dash Hound and Friends. It's like a £12 game. I think it's got £6 to £8 trade-in. So yeah, one of the higher valued Nintendo's games. So yeah, couldn't leave it behind for £1. So yeah, guys, that is everything I picked up this week. Not as much as you'd like from the amount of charity shops I visited, but still not too bad at all. It's always good to find something. Let's get into what I picked up for the collection. So I picked up this little stack of games here for the collection. Now, as I've been putting my collection out, anything PlayStation I'm keeping hold of. If I haven't got it, I'm keeping hold of it. I'm talking PlayStation 1 all the way to PlayStation 5. I'm very doubtful that I'll find PS5 games in a charity shop. But anyway, yeah, anything PlayStation I'm keeping for the collection. So the first game came in a bundle, 3 games for £1, and that is this Battlefield 1. I don't have it, so I'm keeping it for the collection. And the other one is this Elder Scrolls Oblivion 5th Anniversary Edition. This has the DVD in here as well. It is complete. I won't open it because it falls out. But yeah, like I said, I paid like 33p, 3 for £1. And I think this has got like £4 or £5 trade-in. I think it's like an £8 game. But I do not have it, so it's going in the collection. And then when I picked up that Cheech and Chong DVD, I was looking through the stacks and this was just mixed in. And it's a GameCube game, so I'm not leaving it behind. And it is Medal of Honor, Frontline for the GameCube. GameCube games, 100% I'm picking up and 100% going into the collection. Love me some GameCube. It might be somewhere I'll go in the future. Might go for looking at building a bit of a GameCube collection. So yeah, if I'm finding them in charity shops, then they're going in the collection. And the last things are these little Sackboy figures, little tiny Sackboys. There's one there and an even smaller one here. I'm not very happy, him. He's a bit happier. He's not so happy. But yeah, I paid, I think, £1.50 for these two. And I think they make cool little shelf pieces. They can go where the PlayStation games are or something, you know, just on the corner of the shelves, just to break it up. Because, you know, game spines can get a little bit boring sometimes. So it's always nice to have something else in there just to make it look a bit more interesting. So that's everything for this week. Let's get into this parcel sent by Foster. I'll read out the note. He actually sent a message on Instagram. He said, I forgot to put a note in or couldn't fit a note in. So he sent me a message of what he wanted to say. And I've written it down on a piece of cardboard because I'm obviously filming on my phone. But it said, I wanted to congratulate you on your game room. It looks sick. However, I wanted to give you some standees that you just can't buy. Something you just can't buy off the shelf. I don't have space for them myself and wanted you to enjoy them as they're amazing in my opinion. Enjoy, dude. Next time you're back in Surrey area, we'll have to link up. Fozzie, 100% Foster, mate, 100% Fozzie. We'll have to link up when I'm back home, back in the Surrey area. I know you only live down the road from where I grew up. So yeah, definitely when I'm back there, we'll link up. But let's get into this parcel. I'm super excited. We've got a knife. That's not a knife. That's a spoon. It's a knife. I see you've played knifey spoony before. Anyway, let's open this bad boy up. I want to be careful. It says do not bend. I'm going to try and do this. I don't know how to do it. Right, here it is. I'm going to try and fit it on camera. If I can't, I'll put some overlay footage. But there is what? 2 of these at least. Fuck, these are sick. I don't even know they're on this. Yo. Yo. Can you see that? So this is what we've got here. Oh, I think they wrap round. Yeah. So I think they wrap round and they become like the tubes from, like the pipes from Mario. That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick, man. Let's see what the other one is. Yep, yo, that's sick as well. Look, it's the question mark box. That's sick. That's awesome, man. I really appreciate that. I have to try and I'll put them together and do some like overlay footage so you guys can see. But these things are cool. It's sort of like yeah, they go together. Yeah, man, we could definitely use these somehow. So yeah, guys, I'm very happy with this week. Those standees are sick. Foster, cheers, mate. I really appreciate it. I can 100% see why you didn't want to see them go in the rubbish. They are sick. Yeah, really appreciate it, mate. Thank you very much. So yeah, guys, as always, if you've enjoyed this episode, smash that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, be rad, stay rad. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Sick, man. These are sick. Yeah, bruv. Yeah.